SWP Disciple checking in. So I'm in that stretch between, I don't know, Albany and, I don't know, Syracuse or so. It's like 140 miles. So I have a nice little straightaway. I do have a friend that's supposed to be giving me a call. Hopefully she doesn't call like right now. So I just want to one-shot this on like a one take. That's a Ford Ranger in front of me, I believe. I still want a pickup, but it's like I don't necessarily want a big gas guzzling pickup, but then, you know, the next size down, like the Tacomas and stuff, they look kind of small to me and a bit overpriced. So I'm actually kind of considering like something, an alternative, like a Ranger or a you know, the Chevy Colorado clone. I prefer the GMC version, which, why can't I remember the name of it? So the Sierra goes with the Silverado, and it escapes me right now what the GMC version is. It's the same thing as the Colorado, but it looks nicer to me. Especially the GMC badge up front looks nicer than Chevy. Damn, it is escaping me right now. I just saw it the other day and it looked really nice. And I think you can get it in like AT4 trim. But the problem is, as usual, my damn RAV4 is like too nice. I just had, cause like if I sold it, even if I sold it for like all the money, I'd only get like 10 at most for it, which doesn't really move the price of some of the other vehicles I'm looking for. I mean, if I'm in like the mid-sized truck realm instead of full-size truck, you can probably get something pretty nice for like mid-30s or so. But it's like you're kind of like giving up a vehicle, and then you still got to finance like another 25-30 grand or whatever. So it's like, is it worth it? And this is faster than them too, like because it's like the right weight and it's kind of overpowered with the 1G Toyota engine or a motor, which is like the same motor that's like in the Sienna, or at least it used to be. Now the Sienna has like a turbo 4, but it's also like in the, you know, Lotus Evora. Like, you know, it's a very flexible, powerful motor, relatively good fuel economy. It always teases me, so I don't know if you can see that, like 115 miles into this trip and only a quarter tank. But then I feel like as you move along, it kind of accelerates to the bottom. But obviously this is like all highway, so I'm probably closer to 24, 25 miles a gallon. But I swear around town I only get like 20, which, you know, is fine. So yeah, I mean, those are first world issues. I took out the BMW 228i for the first time, for the, you know, spring kind of poked its head out and then was like, psych, and now we're cold again. It's, you know, 37 and probably feels more like 25 out. Ooh, Chick-fil-A. That is what I was looking for. Hopefully they're still open. My clock is fast. Hopefully they're open until like 10. All right, so I'm about to pull over and I'll just kind of finish it parked. These are those, I forget what these are called up here, Apple something, the like upstate New York, like convenience store, gas station centers. I still have too much gas to really stop for any, because I'm only down, yeah, Apple Green. And of course, you know, it's Friday heading into Saturday. It was payday, bonus day today, which makes me happy, though I have like a little story there. Makes me happy to the extent that I can be happy. What was I gonna say again? I think I'm kind of going against the grain here, but that's all right. Nobody's coming. I wonder if it is drive-through. I don't know if Chick-fil-A is a drive-through. Let's try it. I kind of don't feel like getting out. No, that looks like it's just Starbucks. All right, so I'll just do it here. So, a couple points. I actually have like a really nice idea in my head, but it's kind of incriminating. So I don't know if I can really say anything about women and the guys they want, right? But I'll save that for another time. You know, my polemic against certain types of women. I guess the only hint that I'll give is, I don't know if I'm like the harbinger of, ooh, somebody's trailering something nice in there. I see a Porsche sign on that, and it looks like it's clearly a car or something precious. You know how I said back in the day, oh, they got electric charging here too, like, just as I would, you know, I would meet a girl and then, you know, you got something going or whatever, and then they're like, yeah, my grandma died, or something like just crazy would happen. This one is like, Actually, I won't even say. But it's always something. I mean, I think in my wake I must have about like 16 grandmothers, a few fathers, some mothers, and whatever else that needed to derail things, like whatever, like cataclysmic, like terrible event. But I'll save that for another time. So wanted to play around with my my AI glasses. I have some Sakota glasses that are, obviously I used to work at LensCrafters, and I have like a bias against Luxottica / LensCrafters, as in like I don't plan to ever buy anything from them. Of course I used to work there for 6 years. Kind of similar to Walmart, though I've broken that fairly recently. But two corporations that I'm not very happy with for a variety of reasons. I used to work for both as a much younger man. But anyway, I'm heading to Toronto for some quality time with my cousins. My cousin, I can say her name because it's generic enough. I guess you could say Steph, was like, you don't have to wait until just August to come in, because the last couple years I go up there August for like Caravana, and then we all just kind of hang out. So I'm like, yeah, and I planned this for a while. And I also got to kind of like start to burn some PTO. I can only carry over 5 days. Last year I carried over my requisite 5, but then I burned like 4 because I just had too many days. I get like 30 PTO days. Such a nice problem to have, right? So I'd rather not waste any this year. A little bit tired, but I'm fine. I'm kind of picking up in energy after judiciously eating some Jolly Ranchers. Not too many because I didn't want a sugar crash, but now I need some real food, which I really hope that Chick-fil-A is open until 10 and not 9. I think it's 10 though. And of course that's fast. The clock under it is the real clock. Actually, no, it's not fast. I haven't set it to for spring forward, so I'll kind of do that right now while we're talking. So anyway, yeah, going to see my various cousins. I have plenty of family up north, and apparently they're getting snow right now. So yeah, great timing, disciple. But it's fine. That's what the RAV4 is made for, right? Of course, my mom was like, "Why'd you have to plan it at this time?" And I'm like, I took these days off like many months ago, like probably 4 or 5 months ago. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, back out of it? I try to keep my word. Plus, I'm just going from car to my my cousin's like $1 million home, and I'm staying in her like literally $1 million home, in her quite nice guest room that's like much nicer than my house. But anyway, big weekend. So actually, the timing works out. The deadline for people reapplying at my law school is basically this weekend, ostensibly the 15th. So I mean, it's like the early consideration deadline. So I don't think it's like a drop dead deadline, but it's like one of those things where you want to hit it. But of course, so I have the letter from my tort law professor, the recommendation letter. I have the letter from my friend, the attorney who I'm interning under, who I've known for like 20 years, and waiting for a really important letter from my property professor, which we spoke earlier this week, via email. And then he's like very like acerbic. He's cool though, but he's like, I've written letters before, and then people just decided like, they're not going to go to the school, or they're not going to apply, and they're going to wait or whatever, and wasted my time. So I just want to make sure that you're really going to apply. And I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely applying. So 2 teacher letters, professional letters, and then 1 professional letter, and then like my statement or whatever. So I have my application basically ready to go. I'm just waiting for that last recommendation letter. I'll of course, last time I was here in October, for my aunt's, was it this past October? Yeah, I think it was this past October. No, it was October last year. But so last time I was here was August. So 2024, I think, was the year that I was there twice, and then last year was once, and then this year will be twice. But where was I going with that? I was going somewhere with that, and I totally lost my train of thought because I went on a bit of a tangent. Maybe it'll come back to me. But anyway, this is actually good timing in the sense that it's like a nice, just kind of like get your mind off of something quite important. Because if they're like, screw you, you're not getting in, then I gotta like scramble and look for other schools. But I kind of did that last summer, so there aren't a ton of other options. It's actually coming down to the I don't know if point's the right word, or coming down to the lone avenue that I may have to like move to find a proper law school. Obviously, August, fall 2026 is the target. There is a day program, but then I'd have to like quit my job and like find something else and work in the evenings, work second shift or something crazy like that. That's on the table. And you're probably wondering, like, Disciple, don't be silly. What are you talking about? You've been at your job for many years. Well, the thing is my boss doesn't like me. So I didn't this past review. They changed the rubric. So for years now, she's been kind of like throttling my review and hence my raise. So I get like a lesser raise because I get like mostly meets, nearly meets, something like that. Well, they changed the wording or nomenclature or however you want to look at it. Now it's called approaching. And you're probably like, tomato, tomato. What does that mean? Well, what it means is now if you're not meeting, it's kind of like puts you in a different category. It's just like kind of like all on or all off. So I got no raise. Obviously still thankful to have my job. I'm not like written up or anything. I think I do a pretty decent job. This is almost entirely, she just doesn't like me. And the way the job works, there's no numbers to hit, so it's very squishy. She can just say, I'm not satisfied. And that's that, right? And I don't really have any recourse because like the director above her or the president above her of the, of wealth management, they're really tight. Like he really likes her. Plus, the two-edged sword of like working from home is like we don't actually see each other. So he doesn't really know me from a can of paint other than like we're LinkedIn follows. And, he can see me in email and like in Microsoft Teams and things like that. So he knows I exist, but like he doesn't really know me. Black man too. And my direct report, like my boss, she's Asian, which I mean, for whatever that's worth, but they're out in LA, like, California together. They see each other and they've been, in the trenches, so to speak, working for the company for a long time. So he has no allegiance to me. I can't even do like the soul brother hookup type of thing or whatever. And like, can you get off my back? So, and I've been advised by other people who kind of know the dynamic of the relationship. They're like, yeah, he loves her. So you're not really going to get any traction there. If anything, you're just going to put yourself on the radar. So whatever, I just have to eat it. But then the value of the job, because it's not like my previous, where I was before for the other big financial company where they pay for school, whatever. So I'm just kind of there on a possible promise that like I'll be able to slide into their mergers and acquisitions like 3 years from now, right? So it's kind of not worth it. I did get like the basic bonus that they give everyone for being employed, which, is like a couple grand. I didn't get any merit bonus, no raise. And then I got like my profit sharing bonus, which was like another couple grand. So, obviously these are, there's probably someone out there listening who's like in, I don't know, like Peru or something like that, or some other, I don't even know if Peru is considered a third world country. I'm not trying to take a dump on any other countries. But like, what I'm saying? They're probably looking at it like, it's not the worst thing in the world. Hell, I'd love to get $4,000 from my company or whatever. But the problem is that, with inflation at, of course, the Bureau of Labor Statistics, right? BLS, Trump's BLS, is reporting like 2.7%, but that's not really what it is, right? Does anyone believe anything that this administration reports? So if you're not getting a raise, then you're actually getting like a demotion essentially, or at least not a demotion, but like a reduction in pay, essentially. But so I'll just have to tighten my belt, less eating out, as I'm driving like 500 miles up north to Toronto. But, I just got to be smarter with my spending and stuff. Nothing to be done about it for now, but just gonna enjoy the weekend and kind of get my mind off of it. It'll probably be like a month before they get back to me, though. If last year's any indication, they'll probably get back to me pretty quickly, because I don't think there's gonna be a ton of people applying this early. Like their real deadline is like June, but like their early consideration deadline for the people who want like a yay or nay early or whatever, it's the 15th, so Sunday. I say this actually as today is Friday the 13th, right? I hope that doesn't mean that today's bad luck or anything. So big weekend, as they always are. I'm always in some kind of weird type of hot water. There's a lot more that I can say, but I gotta run in and get my spicy chicken sandwich and my 15 sauces. Maybe I'll make another video along the way, because I still got like almost 6 hours to drive, so I'll see how I feel. But anyway, say a prayer for your boy. The Lord is faithful. Stay with me. God bless.